Coming in at number 20 on my list is Yugi Lucia. He's completed stage 1 3 times and only completed stage 2 only once, which was in tournament 3. That same tournament, he also made it to stage 4, which he failed. Uh, Tournament 4, he did clear what failed, I think it was a spider walk, and didn't clear stage 1 again until tournament 7, which was his last time clearing the first stage. So, I guess this is pretty decent. And I know that other competitors on my list haven't reached stage 4, but like this stage 4, well, this stage 3 was pretty easy. The entire course was pretty easy compared to what we have now. And yeah, that's all pretty much I have to say about Yuji Urushihara. Coming in at number 19 on my list is 95 Mike and Woo Woo Girl 1. Okay, so these two, they're grand champions, and I know what you might be saying. Really? The grand champions at such a low number, 19? Really? Really? Only one of 7 to achieve total victory, and you put him 19th? Plus, Woo Woo Girl 1 is the first grand champion. How can you put her at 19? Now, like, they may be grand champions, but that was all the way in tournament 3 where the course was easy sauce. Alright? It was literally the easiest it could ever been. Alright? Except for like tournament 1 and maybe 2. Okay, and as you can see by the results, they've only completed stage 1 once, stage 2 once, stage 3 once, and stage, you know what I mean. They've only completed every stage once. All right, they haven't, after that total victory in tournament 3, they haven't cleared stage 1 again. And I think Woo Girl 1 competed only 3 or 2 times after her total victory in 3, and she failed the step pillar in 6, and that's when she stopped. And then 95 Mike, I think, stopped in tournament 8. So yeah, like, they may be grand champions, but like the course was easy back then, and they didn't really live up to expectations. Like, they haven't cleared stage 1 since then and hasn't competed again. So yeah, that's why they're both number 19, because they have similar results. Number 18 on my list is James Ski Park, who is actually a recent competitor, 13, 14, 15. He's competed 3 times, and he's cleared stage 1 twice in that time, 13 and 15, and actually cleared stage 2 in a recent tournament, 15. All right, he cleared stage 1 in his debut in tournament 13, and then proceeded to fail the first obstacle in 14, which is not great. But unlike Woo Woo Girl, Kyle, I think he failed once. Dev, most of the All Stars except like ninjas. In reality, they James, he actually was able to clear stage 1 again, and 2. Yeah, so I feel like he's gonna be higher on the list because he's a recent competitor, and if he can do good in like the next, like if he gets to stage 2 in tournament 16, I feel like he'll jump up a few places. Well, actually, I don't really think that, because like looking at our next person here at number 17 is Wreathman. Okay, Wreathman has competed twice, and he's done well both times, clearing stage 1 in his debut in 14, and then clearing stage 1 and 2 in 15, where he was actually the last man standing that tournament. But he failed 6 flags. Okay, so I put Wreathman higher than James because James has competed 3 times, and while their stats are results are kind of similar, in the tournament where Wreathman cleared stage 1, which was 14, James failed the first obstacle in that same tournament. And I think Wreathman finished 4th in tournament 15, while James finished 5th. So I think that is why I put Wreathman higher than, well, I think higher or lower. I don't know. That's why I put him in a better spot than James, like one spot lower than him. So yeah, Wreathman, maybe he'll maybe he's gonna beat stage 1 again in 16. I don't know though if he competed, because this is kind of before 16, as it's only in episode 2 and I haven't really seen any more veterans. So yeah, on to number 16. 16 on my list is having that fun time, and I couldn't fit his name, so I just had to abbreviate it TFT. Okay, so basically these three contestants or runners basically have the same results. Clear stage 1, fail, come back and get to stage 3. Except for James, who failed the first obstacle. It's like he never even competed, except he did, and he failed the first obstacle. So that's why he's 18th out of these three. Okay, so having that fun time, debuted in Tournament 4, like Wreathman, failed stage 2, like Wreathman, came back in 15 and cleared stage 1 and 2, like Wreathman. Okay, but unlike him, having that fun time, finished second overall that tournament. He also has 2 consecutive stage 1 clears. So, like, these 3 people are close in stats. So, like, let's say James makes it to stage 2, but the other 2 don't. I think I would put James at 16 and then just move having that fun time and Wreathman back. Okay? But if others, you know how this goes, if one clears and the others don't, they'll move up a spot. If 2 clear, they'll just bypass the one guy who didn't, and if they all clear, they'll stay the same. Well, if one, if that happens, I'll say how I'm going to do it. Okay, and that's who I have for number 16. They were basically close. Number 15 on our list is Kenji Takahashi, or Kongo Expresso. Okay, so he's made it to stage 2 twice. Alright? Stage 2 twice. He's made it to stage 3 twice in tournaments 18 and 14. And 18 was his debut tournament, and he made it to stage 3, which is pretty good. Alright? Although he's not as consistent as the others, those 3 clones up there before him. But in tournament 14, he placed second overall, reaching the final obstacle of stage 3. He was that close while Wreathman failed 6 flags, not even halfway, and I think so did having that fun time, and James did as well. They didn't even get to the cliffhanger, I think. But look, I feel like even though he's competed more and, failed stage 1 more and only cleared twice, I feel like that's better than what the other 2 have done. Because, he's competed more times, but he still has a better record. Alright? I guess, you know what I'm saying? So I have him at 15 because, I think his stats are better than, those clones. But they could be better. Like, maybe if he cleared stage 1 one more time during that time period, he would be a little higher on the list. Number 14 on my list is Dusklord 10, who's not really a recent competitor. I think he's retired, but I think his stats are good enough to be on this list, considering how Yugi Lucia is on this list. Okay, as you can see, he's completed stage 1 before 4 consecutive times, 4, 5, 6, and 7. He possibly could have been the first to get the 5th, but we all know who did that first. Okay, so he's also completed stage 2 consecutive times, and 6 and 7, and then he actually placed 3rd in tournament 6. I think he failed the rumbling dice both times in stage 3, which isn't that great, but what makes up for that is that he's completed stage 2. Well, he got to stage 2 more times than the other 2. Other 4 actually, Kenji having that, Wreath and James have only been there twice. And he was actually pretty close to being 5 times, if he would have, if he didn't time out in tournament 3, he actually was pretty close there. But, yeah, Dust is decent, he's a new star, in fact. So maybe he'll compete again. I don't know though. But for now, he comes in number 14, and I don't think he'll get any better, unless I say, or people prove me wrong, and say, that should have been there, and actually, all that stuff. So yeah, he's 14. Lucky number at 13 is Brian Morrow. Okay, you see, Brian Morrow was originally 12th, but I just changed it like right now before I started recording. I changed it because I felt like, despite. Oh, hold on first. Okay, so he's clear. He has 4 stage 1 clears and 3 consecutive stage 1 clears, and 1, 2, and 3, and then that fourth one, sixth, which is his last one. He's completed stage 1, well, completed stage 3 only once, and stage 4 once as well. Well, no, not complete. Jeez, he's appeared in stage 4 once. In tournament 3, where he didn't get total victory, and not a grand champion. All right, he didn't complete it. Right, my mistake. So I have him higher than the others, of course, because getting the stage 4 and all that. But I'm kind of regretting that decision right now. But I don't think I'll change it. But maybe in a later list. But for now, I think those 4 stage 1 clears and those 3 consecutive stage 1 clears and getting the stage 4, which the others on this list haven't before him, and this guy number 12 hasn't, but number 11 has. But you'll see them later. So Brian Morrow is our number 13. How lucky. 12 is Dr. PP. What a name. Dr. PP has 4 consecutive stage 1 clears. He possibly could have had 5, but we know what happened, so he doesn't get that. But he has 2 stage 3 appearances, and wait a minute, 2 stage 3 appearances. Yes, he does. In fact, in 10 and 13, I think in 10 he failed the pillar path in 10, and then the jumping bars in 13. And in 18, he failed in stage 2, but he was second overall to, I think, Bunpei Shiratori, who failed at the rising steeples. I forgot where Doc failed, but those stats are pretty good. He has 2 stage 3 appearances, which the others don't have before him, except Dusk Lord 10. And he's placed third in tournament 10 and second in 18 and 8 and 13. Pretty good. Pretty nice. I don't know what else to say about him. He possibly could have had 5, but he didn't do it, and he's at 12. There's only one reason why he's below or higher than the guy who's next. So my voice on that last one, guys. But coming in at number 11 is Look 1456. Okay, so Look has only completed stage 1 twice. I think in 11 and 14. But tournament 14 was something special. Okay, so he was the first to clear that stage since tournament 11, which is already pretty good. And then he was the last man standing. All right, and that was his only stage 3 and 4 appearance. And then he had the top performance in that tournament. But he's recently failed stage 1 in tournament 15. I hope he bounces back in 16 though, because I want him higher or lower. I don't know where this direction goes. But I really want him to crack the top 10. But that's pretty good. I feel like he has potential if he could reach the final stage. Reality failed the final obstacle in 13 and 14, while Look beat it. So I feel like he could possibly take it. I don't know. Take the throne, maybe. I don't know. But Faripu is kind of coming up on that. And at number 10, cracking the list, is Ninja Warrior G4, who hasn't competed till tournament 6. Right, he hasn't competed since then. Okay, let's see. He made it to stage 3 in his debut, which is tournament 2, and then made it to the final stage in tournament 3. And then in tournament 6, he had the top performance where he I forgot. I think it was it was the name. It was Shriveling Incline Cliffhanger, I think. He had the top performance there, beating Reality Pales, and he's cleared stage 1 3 out of the 4 times he's competed, which is pretty good, better than Jameski, you know. And but he has a unlike them, he has 100% stage 2 clear rate. You know, tournament 2 he made it to 3. Tournament 3 he made it to the final stage, and then in tournament 6 he made it to stage 3 again. So he's never failed stage 2, but he has failed stage 1. Now imagine if he retired with a 4 out of 4 record. Like, he would be, I think, higher, lower, whatever. He'd be better on the list. But he was once the last man standing, which was in tournament 2. You know, his debut, which is pretty good. But I don't. He didn't really do that great. Well, I think he did, but you know. So yeah, Ninja Warrior G4 is coming at number 10 on my list, because you know it's not ours, it's mine. I don't know. 9, kind of surprising to me, because like, I'm thinking of like, I don't know what I was thinking with this kind of. But coming in at number 9 is All-Star and retired competitor Dev1179. His last appearance was in Tournament 13, which wasn't good as he failed the first obstacle, the dome steps. But he was the first Ninja Warrior of Roblox Stage 1 clear, which I think he can hold on forever. Like, no one can take that away from him. Okay? He cleared Stage 1 consecutively in the first 3 tournaments, 1, 2, and 3, and then 2 consecutive in 2 and 3, getting to Stage 3 both times. And that third time he's beaten Stage 2 was in Tournament 7, which is coincidentally, or not, the last time he's completed Stage 1. Okay, so because after that, he started pulling a Kyle Ninja 3970 and didn't clear Stage 1. You know, most of the All-Stars are kind of one-hit wonders, but not really. Like, Tournament 7 is the curse. Like, Woo Woo Girl, 95 Mike, Kyle Ninja, Dev, they haven't cleared since Tournament 7, and you know, 95 Mike and Woo Woo Girl earlier. But I'm just going off on a tangent here because, you know, they're not, we've already done them. I don't know why I keep talking about them. We're talking about Dev, the one who's retired. But, like, yeah. And how can I just gloss over the fact that he made it to Stage 4 in that last appearance in Tournament 7? Like, how can I not talk about that? Like, his shining moment was him making it to the final stage in Tournament 7 with other 3 people, right? He either finished, I think he finished 4th, though. Like, I'd say he finished 4th because, you know, he failed the transition while Ninjas just slipped off, which I kind of think was intentional. But don't tell him I said that. All right, so number 9, Dev1179. Oh, the 9s. 8 is Ninjas for Life 55 or 55 or whatever. Okay, so you guys also might be saying, well, you're glossing over those stage 2 appearances, but yeah, I know. Well, I just didn't go back and do them because I kind of forgot about them at the time. I don't know how I forgot. But look, he debuted in, I think, I don't remember, but he had the top performance in Tournament 5, which I think ended in Stage 2. So yeah, he had that going for him. I don't think he competed in 6. He might have. I don't know. But he reached the final stage in 7. I don't know where. Like, he reached stage 2 in 5. You know, nobody was thinking, well, nobody thinks that, you know. But look, nobody expected somebody like Ninjas to make it to the final stage, though. But he did in 7, and he was close, but he slipped off. But, yeah, and he actually recently got into stage 3. You know, in tournament 13, he failed I think those cycles, either the cycles or the cliffhanger. I cannot remember, and that is kind of bad because you know those are kind of crucial to statistics. But yeah, he's only appeared in stage 3 twice though, in 7 and 13. And yeah, he had the top performance in 5, but that only ended in stage 2. So I think I might change Ninja's place. I don't know. That's gonna have to be at a later time though, cause He's just stuck on this first tier. This is version 1, and ninjas are at 8. Okay, so yeah. Coming in at number 7, cracking the top 10, is Seju 10. Get alright now. But look, I also know what you might be thinking here, and I also wondered what I was thinking here. You know, Seju 10 higher than ninjas. I don't know actually. But look, he's also one of the 7 to achieve total victory. You know, yeah, hey, good. He's made 2 stage 3 appearances in 3 and 7, and that one in that first one was his debut, of course, in 3, and then he made it to the final stage in 7th. He just got total victory out of nowhere. You know, he kind of did it twice, as you know, in the one where Bubba's computer just got wrecked. Like he didn't just he got total victory and then he got it again. To be honest, I think Aussie should also have that. I mean, like he still did it, but you know, he should have that rank. But you know, of course, you know, he has to get the bad luck. You know, from 3 to 12 or 3 to 15, he didn't get anything to get to stage 3. But you know, finally, here we are. But yeah, going off on a tangent again. But look, there's not much to talk about as he only has 2 stage 1 clears and 2 stage 3 appearances. You know, 3 and 7, the easy one, and then 7, which is actually impressive. You know, Kyle made it to that stage. Master 89G, I think, made it to that stage. Dusklord 10, you know, those people who could have cleared stage 1, stage 3, and then Ninjas and Dev failed the final stage. But, you know, we all know who also got Grand Champion with Seju 10. So going off on a tangent, my bad. But Seju 10 is numbered 7 on our list, and I think I'm going to change him in Ninjas. Not switch them around, just like put them in a completely different place. Number 6 is Kyle Ninja 3970. Alright, he's the first Ninja Warrior of Roblox runner. Nobody can take that away from him. He was the first, and he nearly cleared that same tournament. Okay, so he's one of two competitors compete in every tournament, you know, with reality. But I think reality stopped. Spoiler alert: stopped competing in tournament 16, while Aussie failed the ramp climb at 8, and they just never showed him. Like it was not he was not even there, but he actually competed. So I guess this is true. And I think he's recently competed. I don't know. We haven't seen him air yet, so I can't confirm. Okay, so going past that, his best performance, he placed 3rd overall in Tournament 5, which ended in Stage 2, so that's not his best performance. But that was the best placing, I guess. Because, you know, he has 3 Stage 3 appearances, 2, 3, and then 7. You know, 7's lucky. And then after that luck goes by, they just started to be bad. As you know, Kyle hasn't completed stage 1 since tournament 7, actually, you know. And then he had that one final stage appearance in tournament 3, and then he achieved total victory. Yep. Alright, so yeah, he hasn't completed stage 1 since tournament 7, you know, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All ended in stage 1 failures, you know. They both turn into Katsumi Yamada. They're just basically, you know, they're going to fail stage 1 for the rest of their times. But, you know, I think Kyle will eventually get there because I think he's been getting closer. But, look, to be honest, I was actually thinking of not even putting him in the top 10, actually, you know. That'd be crazy, though, because Seju 10 is in there. Ninjas is in there. Dev's in there. And Ninja, so, like, that'd be completely crazy. And I have to change a whole lot of everything if I wanted to put him outside the top 10. But I don't think I could bring myself to do that as he's basically a Shingo Yamamoto and, you know, he's competed in every tournament, and he's also a grand champion, which I don't think I can just do that to him. Plus, I'm friends with him, so I can't do that to him really anyway. Number 5 is AussieBro, who has also competed in every tournament, you know. He competed in 8th. Just all cut. But look, this was kind of hard placing the top five. He's cracked the top five. He's just a good competitor. And, he's recently finally made it back to the third stage in tournament 15, which I'm happy for. Because, 12 tournaments later, you finally get to stage 3 again, and you actually got into stage 3 again in tournament 7. But you know what happened. Okay, so we're going to talk about him, all right? He has 9 stage 1 clears. 9. But the thing that has, separated Aussie from, the other 5 is that, and kind of almost everybody else on this list, is that he hasn't really cleared stage 2. Except recently. If this was like a tournament 14 list, I'd say like, well, Aussie has only completed stage 2 twice. And that was in the first tournament and then the third tournament, which is not that great, but he has been consistent, but he hasn't completed stage 2 since the Easy Sauce and all these new competitors coming out of nowhere, having that fun time. King of who known? I don't know that guy, but Okay, so moving past that, he has the fastest stage 1 time ever in Ninja Warrior Roblox history at 41 seconds left. Alright? Which was in tournament 15, I think so. The fastest anybody's ever cleared stage 1. That'd be Mario Blocks. That guy, I think he set that in tournament 1. Like, he did tournament 1. It was in one of those first early tournaments where he set a 40. The fact that Aussie broke his time in a harder course signifies how fast he is and why he's called the Speed Demon. And he also made it to the final obstacle of stage 3 that one time in tournament 3, but he kind of didn't attempt it. He like fell off before he could attempt the first one, which I think, gee, Aussie really has bad luck. Well, okay. He has 4 consecutive stage 1 clears now, 12, 13, 14, and 15 recently, which is, pretty good. And he set the fastest stage 1 times, in 3, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Basically, his last 4 tournaments where he's cleared stage 1. And he placed second in tournament 1, which is his best placement. Actually, no, it's not. What am I talking about? His best placement is tournament 15, where he made it to that long named cliffhanger, but he was the only one to get that far, and I'm happy for him that he actually got that far because it's been a long time since he's been in the third stage. Well, in Ninja Warrior of Roblox. So yeah, he has 3 stage 3 appearances. Okay, so if you can see the bottom text, Aussie was originally second. So then I changed stuff around. He was third. And then I'm like, well, this and that. Now he's 5th. So yeah, I booted Aussie out of the top 3 twice. And now he's not even 4th. He's 5th. And I kind of base that off of the fact that the other 2 have, well, they have 3 things that Aussie does not have. 4 is Bunpei Shiratori, another grand champion. And I think he's one of 2 competitors to clear the third stage twice. I think the only other person who's done that is Reality. Like that's what I think, at least. I might need to go back, but like I haven't seen anybody else go to the third stage, well, 4th stage twice. He's also the last man standing twice in tournaments 2 and 11, and he was the only one to attempt the third stage in 11. But he had the top performance in tournament 8. And guess what? He has 2 stage 3 appearances and 2 stage 4 appearances. Means he has 100 stage 3 clear rate. Tournament 2. Wait a minute. No, tournament 3, I mean. He made it to the final. And in tournament 11, he also made it to the final. So yeah, that was actually pretty quick. But you see the bottom text again. He was originally 5th, but thanks to Aussie being booted out of the top 3 twice, and then I figured, well, he has 3 things. Bunpei has 3 things over Aussie, right? He's completed stage 3, and He's a grand champion, so that's actually 2, not 3. I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe 3 would be that he's actually tried stage 4, but maybe I don't know. But hey, Bunpei's at 4th. It's the top 3. Wearing the bronze medal, Ninja Warrior Sasuke. He has 5 stage 3 appearances, including a more recent one in 14. He's been in stage 3 in tournaments 2, 3, 4, 7, and then 14, which is good. 5 stage 3 appearances, that's most of the other people on this list, besides the people in front of him. I think that's like I think actually that might be the second highest. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that, but he's had the top performances 3 times in tournaments 2, 4, and 9. And then he had 3 consecutive stage 3 appearances, which is pretty good. In tournaments 2, 3, and 4. And in 4 where he achieved total victory. He was the last man standing 2 times in tournaments 4, the one where he achieved total victory. And then 9 where he ended in stage 2. But hey, he was the top competitor in that one, so we'll give it to him. And he's also grand champion, as I said, for the 3rd time, as he's in 3rd place. But that's actually not why. And you see at the bottom again, he was originally 4th until Aussie got booted out. And now he sits at number 3 wearing the bronze medal, which I think is pretty good. So congrats, Ninja. And at number 2 wearing the silver medal, 2nd place is for Repo. And I also know what you might be thinking here. For Repo higher than Ninja Warrior, or lower Ninja Warrior than Sasuke, where he's actually completed stage 4 and actually completed stage 3. Yeah, but look, Repo has 5 consecutive stage 1 clears. Never been done before. He's the first to do it. Like, I think 2 people have been close. Dusklord 10. And I'm going to have to go back and look to see who the other one was. It was Dr. Peepee. He also could have gotten 5 consecutive in a row, but they didn't. Who did? Repo did. And he also has 3 consecutive stage 2 clears, reaching the 3rd stage in 12, 13, and 14. Wow. He was the only stage 2 clear in tournament 12, and then he, obviously had the top performance there. And then he placed 3rd in tournament 10. Wow. He has 4 stage 3 appearances in tournament 10, 12, 13, and 14. He hasn't gotten to the final obstacle or completed the 3rd stage, but I think I'll have high hopes for him. He has a lot of potential to reach the final stage. Too bad he failed stage 1 in tournament 15 though, but he still has the potential. It's there. And as you see at the bottom, again, he was originally 3rd, wearing the bronze, but now he sits at 2nd, wearing the silver, booting out Aussie. Saying it again, yeah. Alright. We all know who's number 1 though, but hey, I guess I gotta say it still. So this coming number 1 on the top 20 Ninja Warrior of Roblox competitors, the king, obviously reality pales. There's a lot to talk about him, so let's just go off the top. 10 stage 1 clears, double-digit stage 1 clears. That's just almost unheard of. Aussie has 9, so... And I think Reality's recently retired, so Aussie might pass this if he clears stage 2 again. Well, stage 1 2 more times, but he has 8 stage 2 clears. Aussie only has 3, so that's going to take some time before he reaches that. But, 8 stage 3 appearances. My God, he's reached stage 3 in tournaments 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 10, 13, and 14. He has the top performance in tournaments 1, 10, and 13. And, he's reached the final obstacle of stage 3 consecutively in 13 and 14. He could have possibly been to the final stage 4 times. And he could have possibly been a quadruple grand champion, as, he has a 100% stage 4 record, beating it in 3 and then again in 7. That's wild. And he's also the first Ninja Warrior of Roblox All-Star. So yeah, Reality Pales obviously coming in at number 1 on this list. So to be honest, this list could have been better informed, like how many appearances they had, which is actually I think the only thing I needed to add it. Like Reality has 16 appearances, and out of those 16 appearances, he's cleared stage 1 10 times. Out of those 10 times, he's completed stage 2. On and on. But I think this list is pretty decent. I haven't really seen anybody else do one. So I guess I'm like the lead one. And like if anybody comes up with a list to compare it to mine, like say, hey, this is worse or this is better, so and so. Yeah. So yeah, number 1 Reality. Um who saw this coming? I don't know. I didn't. Whatever. Alright. So thank you for watching. I think I'll do top 10 or top yeah, I'll do top 10 actually because, only 14 tournaments. But top 10 Ice Wolf Warrior competitors. I think I'll do that one next.